Welcome, my friends, once again to another exciting episode, and I mean exciting episode of Star Power Baseball. We're going to review another set of cards today. We've been doing this the past few weeks. We're going to do it again, and this time we're going to go into one of the legendary teams, and you see a card right there. We're going to talk about the worst team in the history of Major League Baseball, the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. That's right, the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. And just to show you, I'm going to pull this up right here, just to show you how bad this team was. We're going to go here to the seasons. We're going to go back to 1899, right here, 1899 National League, and the Cleveland Spiders won 20 games, lost 134 games for a winning percentage of .130, 13%. The reason we're doing this is to celebrate the new worst team in 125 years, the 2024 Chicago White Sox. They're not as bad as this team, but we will be making them as part of the legendary team set very, very soon. So anyway, you can see, I'll pull up this team. You can see that their average, team average for batting average right here was 253. Not bad. That's about what Major League batters do now. The team earned run average was 6.37. So in 100, what'd they play? 100 and total one loss was 20 and 130 or something. Anyway, they averaged, because they scored 529 runs and they gave up 1,252. So they were being beaten 4-2, 5-3 every game. They were getting slugged around. So let's close that down and let's talk about the cards now, because this is what you want to see, is the cards that make up this team. And they're going to be in alphabetical order. I believe I've got 17 cards on this team. So let's just start out with Frank Bates. He's a starting pitcher. He's not a very good starting pitcher. No respins. He's got a walk, a hit, a minus strikeout, a minus homer, a hit W, huge hit batter, an ERA of 7.24. There is not an out on this card. Not an out. Okay, let's go to the next guy. Kid Carsey. He's another pitcher. He's got a 5.68 ERA. He's got a ground out there. Look at that. He does have a ground out and a walk minus. So we're okay there. It's an S4. He's not going to give you much depth and length. S4, throws right-handed. They're not good, guys. They're not going to be good. Let's move on. Harry Cauliflower. I love the name. He's got an 8.17 ERA. I've used this team in a game, guys. I have used this team. I played them against the 27 Yankees, and they only gave up 28 runs, so not bad. You can see a home run minus. There you go. Let's get the next guy here. Lave Cross. Okay. He is a sack one. That's right-handed. He's a third base. He fields well. He's a 55, so I can shut down the bunt game with him, as if people are going to bunt against these pitchers. He's got a good-sized single right here, a good-sized base hit, as you can see. So he had a 286 batting average. So going to get a few raps. There you go, Lave Cross. Next, Tommy Dowd, right field. Now, this guy can run. What was Lave Cross on running? He was a 1-1, not fast. But Tommy now is a 45-plus sack one. You might want to try bunting with him. He doesn't have much of a, he's 278 hitter, which is okay, but the guy, if he gets on, he can run. RF 52, good job. Okay. Jim Duncan, here's your first baseman, a whopping 229 hitter, good size triple. So you can get some EBH. He also has non-broken home run. What I mean by non-broken, you see the lines on the 3 right here? Those are broken lines. And that's a small space. The 11, another small space. But the one's unbroken. It's a good size 1, good size triple. Jim Duncan's my power guy at first base. Dick Harley in left field, a 250 hitter. What was my first baseman? He couldn't run to save his life. My first baseman, now my left fielder is a 33 league average, 250 league average, 11 broken, 5 broken, 1 broken. He's not going to get a lot of power on this card. Okay, bats left-handed. Moving on. Jack Harper, here's your best pitcher on the team. And he's only an S3, so he's going to be pretty much your bullpen guy every game. A 3.89 ERA, he's got 2 outs on his card, as well as a home run minus and a walk minus. A small hit. So this guy can go. Just problem is he's a 3-inning pitcher. I'm using him. I'm going to try to win a game with this team. Charlie Hemphill, here's your right fielder. Again, a power hitter. He's got a good size triple, small strikeout. Doesn't run well. He bats left-handed. Okay, so you can see a 277 hitter. I'm up there pretty good now. Moving along. Bill Hill. He's an S4, throws left-handed, a 697. You can see these guys, they're not going to win any awards except worst team in history. Huge H, huge walk, an HW, which means if you don't get a hit or a walk, spin it again, and a home run minus, so he's not going to give up too many long balls. 697 earned run average. Jim Huey. Here's your best pitcher on this team. He's an S9, throws right-handed. I think he only lost 21 or so games that year. He didn't get slugged around too bad. 5.41 ERA. He's got an out on his card. Home run minus, walk minus. Gave up a lot of hits. You can see that H on that card. So this is going to be your ace, I'm assuming, right here is Jim Huey. Charlie Nepper. Now, 5.78 ERA. Hits a lot of guys. Got a small out, home run minus. You notice none of the pitchers, even my best one here with a 541, no respins. None. So I can't take away very much from the batters. You're going to get what they get. And a lot of times these guys are going to get tired quickly. All right, moving along from Charlie Nepper. Harry Lockheed, there's my shortstop, a 34 shortstop that can run and bunt. This guy should be able to get on base some, small walk, not too big of singles, no power, but he can run and bunt. So this is your guy. You get a guy on base and you're in a game, this guy might be your guy. Harry Lockheed might be a good leadoff hitter. Sport McAllister, love the name. What a great name for a guy. Switch hitter, good sacrifice bunter, can put the ball on the ground, very small double, triple. Not very much there, but a 237 hitter. Good center fielder, 34. That's a little above league average. Good guy. Maybe throw out a guy at home plate, which you're going to have to try to do once in a while with this team. Joe Quinn, your second baseman. He's a 53. Sac 1, a 45 runner, 286 batter. Probably going to hit 2 or 3 in the lineup. Might be your best player. One of the best players on the team. No power. Didn't have any power, but he does play good defense. So there's Joe Quinn. Next card is Crazy Schmidt. We got a guy in New York named Muddy. This must be a relative of you, Muddy. Crazy Schmidt. And he's a 5.36 ERA lefty. Now, got some thick lines on him. He's got an H and a walk, but he's got a home run minus, very small HW. Does hit a lot of batters. This team hit a lot of batters, and I can see why they got frustrated. Ozzie Schreckenghost. I'm just guessing that that's how you say his name, is Ozzie Schreckenghost, okay? Good catcher, a 1.5. He's going to throw out some runners. He has a respin. A batter with a respin, a 313 hitter. Look at that. Have not seen any batters with respins yet. And Ozzie Schreckenghost is my first batter with a respin. He's also my first player with any kind of respin. So I imagine I'm hitting Ozzie probably right up there in the 3 or 4 spot because of the respin gives him a good triple, good double, 313 batter. So Ozzie Schreckenghost. Jack Stivitz, another S4, huge walk. This guy walked everybody. Didn't give up many home runs, didn't hit a lot of guys, gave up a lot of hits. And you can see none of these guys struck anybody out. They're very few. Jack Stivitz. Up next, Willie Sudhoff. Here's another S4, another 7 ERA, 6.98, huge H. He does have a walk minus and a home run minus. So he might not be bad to bring in if you got a guys that walk or something. But you now see why they lost 130 games. Moving along. Joe Sugden, catcher, a 1.4 catcher. Okay. I'm liking the guy. He's a switch hitter, 276 batter, large single. So he's 1.4, not bad. What was my last guy? 1.5, I think. My other catcher that I had was a 1.5. Let me look here and find him. Yeah, Ozzie Schreckenghost is a 1.5. So Sugden's a 1.4. Okay. Moving along. Sutter Sullivan. This is another third baseman. You know, you're going to have some extra guys. There's 17 guys on this team. So you're going to have a few extras. 3B 51, but he can bunt and he can run. So this guy might be in your lineup just to try to get on base. That's what I'm going to try to do with this team. I'm going to try to get on base because they're not setting any records for base running, for power. So I'm going to try to get on base. Next up, after Sutter Sullivan, is Tommy Tucker. Tommy Tucker. Yes, indeed. There's your first baseman. He's a 241 hitter. Decent power on the double, no triple, doesn't hit home runs. 241, bats both, can lay the ball down. Okay. Next up, Charles Zimmer. Now, this may be the best card on the set. He's got 2 respins. The problem is this guy never played maybe 20 games, did not play very much. But he's a C41, so I'm not going to catch him with an R1 rating. He's not going to be my catcher, but he's going to be my DH. I'm going to DH with this guy all that I can. I want this guy hitting in the 3 or 4 hole, maybe the 2 hole. He's a 0-0-0. You can see that up here. He's just not much. There's just not much here. Guys, you saw what I've got to work with here. But that's your best card of the bunch, a 342 hitter with a +2. Now let's do this here. I'm going to shrink that down. I'm going to bring up the printed set so that you can see this here. And when I do this, I'm going to take this and I'm going to move me, I'm going to move me out of the way so we can see this set of cards a little better. Okay. Joe Sugden's a catcher. Tommy Tucker, first base. Joe Quinn. These are your fielders. Harry Lockheed, Sutter Sullivan, Dick Harley, Sport McAllister, Charlie Hemphill, Charles Zimmer over here. You got, looks like 13 players, position players. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 is 11 pitchers. So I got 20, or 5 and 5, 10. I got 23 guys on this team. So it's a good set of cards for $10. And do you think you can lose 130 games with this team? I think you can. I think you can. Oh boy. What a ball club. What a ball club. Now, let me go back up here and stretch me out a little bit. There we go. And I'll do the goodbye time now, man. So there's your 1899 Cleveland Spiders. Not a whole lot to work with. A fun team to try to win some games with. But let me tell you something, guys. Don't be disappointed if the other team puts a 20 spot on you. I think if you hold any of our greatest teams to under 10, you're doing something right. When I played my granddaughter, she used the 27 Yankees against this team, and she put up either 28 or 29. She clubbed me. I reported it on Facebook. I reported her. But I did score some runs. So there you go. I mean, you're going to get, once you manipulate the lineup by putting Charles Zimmer in there and a little bit of Ozzie Schreckenghost in there, so you got two catchers that can hit. Might as well use them, then get the other guys to get on base. You're going to score some runs. If you play it right, you're going to have to use strategy. You're not going to do any power hitting. There's no Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa in this lineup. But it's a fun team to use, and I think you'll enjoy it. I really think you'll enjoy playing the team and doing everything you can to see if you can go 1-3, because they went 1-9. That was their average. If you play 10 games, can you win 2? That's better than they did. Hey, thanks for tuning in. This team's available for $10. All you got to do is get a hold of me at warhammerworld@hotmail.com. Until next time, this is Star Power Baseball signing out. And remember, dice are nice, but the spin is in. Thanks for tuning in.